funny when you like kind of keep the favorites like on the back burner for a while. You know, like when you're kind of trying to save them, but then you get to get them all out at one time, and then you lay them all out. You're like, oh wow, I've had a lot of fun on that one. I've had a lot of fun on this one. A lot of fun on that one. This is for like the next 3 events, so there's kind of like a little bit of a mixed bag for everything. These are like probably the 2 that I'm most likely riding in Virginia. This is just like pretty much what I've been riding all summer. This is my favorite one that I had. As you can tell, it's been like fixed a million times, buckled. But this is just like a regular EPS. This is 5/8, 18 7/8, 2 1/4. It's a Fred stubble, but like a little bit different, I think. I think it just kind of, this one has a little bit narrower tail than, say, like this one. This one is pretty much like, this I could still ride with. There's like a little bit more surf, and it still kind of goes in the pocket a little bit more. But this is just like the super graveler. I rode this in Japan when we were there, and it was like 1 foot, and it worked insane. And then pretty much like all the small little like days around here in summer, this is kind of like the go-to board. They all got pretty wide tails though. This one's got like a 15-inch tail, 12 inches up. And then this is like the first one that I got for this summer, and it ended up kind of being my favorite. And then this is like the even more extreme version of that. This is just like, you can see it's got like the fattest tail ever. Normally like you would never really want that, but this board's kind of just like designed to literally surf non-existent waves. So this one, like, you stand up and just with that huge, like, kind of just so wide at the tail, it kind of just gets up and goes down the line. And then, you know, in small waves, so much of it is just kind of like getting speed that once you have speed, you can kind of figure out how to turn it at least. So this is like the ultimate groveler in my opinion. That's my favorite. It's just for going to places like Virginia where it's pretty much flat, you know. And then also like this, we're going to Spain right after the Virginia contest. So that's like, you never know, I could be riding that board for the next month if it, you know, there's no swell and stuff. So, and then this is kind of like the next step of what I would be riding at that, or after that. This is like kind of, I guess, like around the waist high and under region for these 2 boards, just like being super light and epoxy and stuff. And then this is pretty much my favorite board that I've had in a while, actually. This is one of the new flex bar ones that I seriously have probably ridden this board every single day for the past, like, since I got it, like 3 months. And the fact that I've been riding this thing as much as I have been, and it's just kind of dented up and not destroyed. I mean, it looks like I've obviously ridden it and stuff, but this thing, I've seriously ridden it more than I've probably ridden any other board in the past couple of years. The last probably 2 or 3 years, I guess, I've probably not spent enough time, or as much time as I have on that one. And that thing, I don't really like to ride those when it's like super small, but just kind of like the waist to like, you can ride them when it's overhead actually. That one works insane when it's like overhead too. And then that one's like a tiny bit more shortboardy version of this one. They're the same dims, but that one's just got a little bit wider tail, so it kind of like glides a little bit more in the bad surf. And then this was the first one that I got. That's just a Fred stubble. That's like a little bit different of a Fred stubble, and then this is just a regular Fred stubble. And I've had this one since like, I can't even remember, when was the first one then maybe I got the first one in January, so I think I got this one in February. And I've had this board since February. This board has literally been ridden everywhere. I brought it to Indo. I rode it for 2 weeks straight in Indo. I brought it to Japan. I rode it throughout the whole contest in Japan. And then I brought it home, and I basically just like rode it until I got that one. And then that one worked super good, so then I kind of got addicted to riding that one. And then this one still though, like these 2 boards, these are my 2 favorite boards right now for sure, without a doubt. Can pretty much ride them in everything too, like that waist high. I mean, they go when it's waist high too, but I just found like the magic size for them is like that, like waist to overhead, like kind of California, like flatter, mushier surf. They're so drivey that they're like, it's almost hard to get back on a normal board for me sometimes. But this is pretty much just like a normal shortboard. I've had this board for a really long time too. All these boards are pretty old actually now that I think about it. This one's pretty beat down. Look at, I dry docked in West Oz when we were there. I didn't have time to get it fixed like an idiot. Sticker ding repair. But this is this is weird that I even have this in my quiver because I've only had one of these boards ever, the Jurabbit one, and I never had a rookie or anything. And then like randomly, I don't even know how, I think I saw Jordy at Trestles one day, and he's like, just gave me the talk of a lifetime up on him, so I just had to go home and get one. And then I got it, and it ended up being insane. And I just like, for whatever reason, haven't gotten another one. And I just ordered one a couple days ago because this one's kind of on its last leg. You can see it's got like crazy foot dents. There's dings everywhere. I've gotten it fixed a couple times. Just like letting it go until its last leg. But this board's sick. It's a little bit heavier. I got a glass a little bit heavier because I just kind of wanted it to last for a while, and it has. I got this board in like February too, I think. I got it right around the same time as that one. And this is just like a pretty good shortboard when it starts to have like a little bit of push, you know. Kind of like, it's just my normal dims, 5'10", 18 and a half, 2 1/4. Works in beach breaks, point breaks, reef breaks, kind of ridden in like almost everything. And then this is just another 5'10". These are like the 2 boards that I'll ride when it's like head high, a little overhead maybe, and just, this actually isn't even my board, it's Connor's. I stole it. Nah, he had it for forever, and Connor's a hoarder, so I kind of just took it last minute to Tahiti, and it ended up being pretty mental, so I've been riding this thing a lot too. And then this is just a 5'10", 18 and a half, but Fred Rebel, but it's got a round tail. It's not really like a rounded pin though, it's kind of just like a, I don't know, thumbtail, I guess you call that? It's kind of like a round pin. But I don't know, I noticed that like, for whatever reason when I was getting the Fred Rebels with the squash tails, and I don't know why, but they maybe just didn't quite have as much drive as these ones do. And then I got this one and it worked really good. I rode it pretty much for like the past couple weeks. This is the only board that I've been riding. I've been trying to save all those ones for the comp, but then this one's kind of been like a last minute addition to this contest quiver. All the other ones I kind of try and like work out way in advance and just kind of like have them a little bit more dialed before going on a trip. But this one, I don't know, when they work good, they work good. I'm gonna take it. And then, so that, I'm going to the Azores too, so those will most likely, the Azores is kind of got more swell than everywhere else that I'm going, so I kind of brought these 3 boards for the Azores. And then those ones are kind of like, I could ride them in Spain and probably Virginia too. And this is if like, for whatever reason, it kind of starts pumping on any of those contest trips. This is a Proton. This is pretty much what I ride when the waves get good, just because I think they're like the best boards ever in good waves. They have like crazy curve, and when they have the right waves for them, I think they have more drive than any other surfboard pretty much ever made or that I've ridden. So these ones are kind of special. Like if you get to ride one of these, you kind of gotta like cherish the moment because it doesn't happen every day, but they go good when you get to ride. And this one's heavy too. This one's got like 2 layers of glass on the top and then just one on the bottom. So it's kind of got like a little bit of weight just to kind of like cut through chop or whatever. And if it, for whatever reason, ends up being pumping on the WQS, is pretty much like the board that I'll be riding. And I pretty much take this on most surf trips. Like if I'm going to go surf anywhere with good waves, I'll pretty much throw like all Protons in my bag, and they seem to go the best in good waves for me. And then that's pretty much it though. Kind of got it covered from like 1 foot beach break to whatever. You could ride this one at 6 feet pretty much, and like they still go good. It's pretty thick too. They always have like a pretty full rail, so they always kind of paddle good. And yeah, that's it. Flat to pumping in 1 board bag. Pretty good. And that's it. Now I gotta pack them. Freaking 10 years of packing surfboards, I still suck at it. I gotta get some more flex bars. Gotta bug 5e.